Hi, everybody. Trying to get things arranged here. Hi, everybody. Okay. All right, I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes for people to find me, okay? All right, looks like people are getting on. I don't have my hostess code printed out because my printer is on the fix. We tried to fix it today. We got to order some new ink cartridges. So this is one of the cards that we're going to make. But if you need a hostess code, just private message me and I'll be happy to give it to you. Hopefully by the end of the week, the cartridges and stuff will be here to fix the printer. But anybody that places a $50 order before tax and shipping will get one ticket into the drawing for this cute little embossing machine. And if you host an online workshop or a catalog workshop, you get 2 tickets. So this is really fun, cute, and easy to use. It cranks very well. So I have lots of names in it so far. I will draw it on March 1st, which is wonderful because it's a Monday. So we'll be able to see me draw who is the lucky winner. I will order it after that, and it will either, if you're local, it'll come to me. If you're not, I'll have it shipped directly to you. So this is one of the cards we're going to make tonight. It is our simple stamping, so I try not to use too many products. And trying to keep it relatively simple. I am focusing on the Dragonfly Garden stamp set. It is just so beautiful. It's my product of the week. I featured it on my homepage. You get all of these, and if you buy the punch at the same time, you save 10%. So it's worth it, because sometimes it'll get carried over, but then they break it apart. It's not a bundle anymore. So you have to pay the additional 10%. So I'd appreciate it if people would share this video. It's all about numbers with Facebook. So this looks like it has a lot of parts to it, but it really doesn't. I think it's just the multi-layers that makes it. So I have my card base, and then I have a mat, and then I have a little piece of the designer paper. Oh, let me grab my ring here with all of my different papers. Let's see if I have the... I do, right here. This is the garden, Dandy Garden paper, which coordinates with this stamp set. It is a bundle if you want to purchase it. So this is the back side. So you can see there's 4 blue patterns and 4 kind of coral calypso, and then the Bumble Bee, and then mossy meadow. But there's a lot of colors that go in between that. Okay, so let me get started with my parts. I will have everything up tomorrow for you. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day. Okay, so for this card, I have a basic white card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I don't know what that is on my piece. Then I have another piece that I'm going to emboss with the subtle embossing folder. And then I've pre-stamped. I'm using that beautiful celebration set. And then I already pre-stamped my greeting, and then I have matching. I did pick a different one. So I wanted to show you how I stamped my butterflies. I am using this vellum cardstock. Because I'm using the vellum cardstock, I am going to use Stazon. Because the vellum is a non-porous surface, it's kind of slippery, I would highly recommend that you use the Stazon. It will take a minute or two to dry. Now you want to push the stamp pretty close to the edge because of the punch. So there it goes. I'm going to give that just a second to dry while I scoot over and emboss this piece of paper. You're going to hear my cutter. What's going on here? For some reason it doesn't want to cooperate with me. Alright. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to attach that. I need to do a little bit of stamping. I probably should have done it before I put it through. Let's see how it looks. I'm using the cute, tiny little dragonflies that came with the stamp set. Oh, it's fine. I just wanted it to be a little subtle anyways. There we go. Then I took a different type of the, same color tone. But for this one, I'm going to use my stamp apparatus because I really want to make sure that it stamps well. Let me grab a stamp pad and put it underneath here. And my designer paper is 2 inches by 5. I'm going to line it up just like this. I absolutely love my stamp apparatus. I think I'm going to move it over a little bit. I must have done it a little different. Let me double check this. So glad to see so many of you here tonight. Awesome. Okay, so I can use my Memento Black for this. I'm going to tap dance my stamp pad over the image. The stamp, I should say, not the image. Now my fingers do the walk-in for those of us that are old enough and remember the ad for the yellow pages. So it's stamped fine. It doesn't show up quite as well as it did here, I think because the background is a little bit more busier, but it's okay. I like it. And I really want to be sure that something stamps. I always pull out my stamp apparatus. So I've already pre-cut a little dragonfly. I would just highly recommend that you use the Stazon if you want to use that vellum. And line this up. And just give it a little bit to dry. It's alcohol based, so it'll dry pretty quickly. Okay, so let's take some of my famous, ooh, that feels pretty low. Let's see if we got enough. Yep, looks like we do. Let's put a little Tombow, center that. I don't know how I got that black spot on there, but make sure it's straight. Now, if you look at my sample, this larger circle, which I believe is 2.5, I want it to slide under here. So I'm only going to put Tombow around, not quite all the way around. I'll put a little bit like this. Give myself enough room to slide that under. So if you don't have punches to punch all of this out, you probably have the layer in circles or the stitch. So stitch framelets or something, you can always take a glass and trace it. I know people that are just have a few supplies. Sometimes it's difficult. That's a pretty paper too. Okay, so we're going to slide this underneath. Remember, I didn't glue it all the way. See if I can get a little bit of glue up in this corner. Sometimes it's a little hard to glue it when you have embossed. I did put some Stampin' Dimensionals behind this, so I need to grab some. I only need a couple. We're not building a house, right? We're just making a card. So this one overlaps this and then part of my image here. Let me put some ink behind, my goodness, some Tombow behind this. I just stamped it with Memento Black. It is the celebration stamp set that you can get for $50 before tax and shipping. You only have a few more weeks of celebration left, so if there's something you like, you better get it. The exciting thing is, though, we are going to have another celebration later in the year. That's why they only made it for 2 months instead of the typical 3 months. Okay, so I'm going to figure out which side. Okay, so I'm going to put just a smear of glue down the body of my, try to wipe it out as much as I can. So that shows very little. And I'm going to put that right here. Connie, you make me laugh. Connie says she's going to have to go back to work to support her stamping habit. Oh, you guys are funny. So I'm just taking some blings. I know they're a little bit different than what's on the sample, but you know me. I don't make too many things exactly the same. So let's put a big one right here. Using my favorite pickup tool. And then a couple of little ones. Here's my little, so I had a couple up. Let me put one of my dragonflies down. Just a little drop here. Right, looks like I gotta punch one little dragonfly. I must have dropped it or something. Put another one at the bottom. See, I'm just putting a drop of glue. It doesn't need much at all. Now we can take these pretty gems and put one on each dragonfly. There you have it. And I already pre-stamped my envelope with the dragonfly. Okay. Do you like it? It is a great card. I love using vellum, especially the vellum cardstock that Stampin' Up sells. It's phenomenal. All right, so are we ready for card number 2? Again, I'm using the same beautiful stamp set. Get all my stuff out. Okay, where's the sample? Well, that's not good, people. Up right here. So this one, I made the Vellum Dragonfly again, but I colored it from the back side. And I colored the rhinestones. For this one, I'm going to try using pearls. I wanted to see what it looked like. So this time, because of the vellum, the way it's made up, I wanted it to open long ways. Oh, sure, I'll add vellum every now and then, Cindy. I'll be happy to do that. So I already pre-embossed that with this beautiful ornament floral, which came out with the new catalog and was really popular with Ornate Garden. That's the problem when we keep getting new catalogs. We tend to forget about the old stuff that we have. Okay, so I need a little punch, which I have somewhere here on my table. Right here, I'm using the 1.5. So what I did so that I could punch out this is, I'm going to move this a little bit so that you can still see what I'm doing, because we don't get a lot of camera view here. So punches and glue do not go very well together. So be mindful, especially if you're using tape runner or heavy duty tape. I have ruined a couple of punches by doing that. So I know I'm going to be punching somewhere right around here. So I'm only going to put adhesive like that. I'll bring it up a little closer. Can you see? I left this whole area without adhesive. So I'm going to put that on my card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11. Scored at 5.5. My hands are a mess, aren't they, people? I have such dry skin, it's terrible. And I use everything that they've made. I've tried everything people recommend. And when the cold weather goes away, it'll get better. Okay. So now I'm going to take my punch, and it doesn't matter where you punch it. I'm going to put it in all the way so that I can see that it's nice and straight. And punch that out. And you can take them apart. This one happens to have a little bit of glue on it. Okay, so where is that? So now I need this dragonfly, so that we stamped a little bit earlier. So I'm going to punch it out. Just like that. And this time I wanted to see what it looked like with blue paper. So this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So again, I'm putting a little bit of Tombow behind it. How's everybody today? Did anybody do any crafting this weekend? I know Patsy did. Anybody else? It's a fun way to make a card a little bit different without having to have a lot of supplies. This window card, I call it. Oh, that would be awesome, Patsy. As you can see, it's terrible up my wrist. Awful. Okay. So, I've lost my dragonfly. So, now that I have this frosted dragonfly, I'm going to take a blend. I'm using the one that matches my paper, and I'm going to color it on the back side. So you're going to see it will look like a frosted dragonfly. And you know, you could use different colors if you wanted to, but again, I'm trying to be mindful that somebody may not have a lot of supplies. The blends come in a set of 2, light and dark, for $9. So if I can get the body just a whisker darker. So there, see how it comes out and it's like frosted looking? I think it's so cool. Okay, so we want to make our little dragonfly go right across. So that's why I used the 1.5 inch punch. So if you want to copy that, make sure you have a punch or cut a circle that's small enough. I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the wing and one on the tip of the tail. Or the body, I should say. Those of you that are bug people, is it a tail or the tip end of his body? Her body? Anybody know? There. Now let me do some stamping. And let's see, for my friend right here. I'm going to stamp that on my scrap. Whoops, that's 1.5. Well, I can't find mine. I must have left it on my other table. Let's use this circle one. It's 1 3/8, so it'll be just a little bit smaller. Probably should have the stripes going the same way. Might make us a little ditzy. Okay, so a little bit of Chumbo. And this time I'm going to use pearls. I wanted to see how different it would look. So there's my greeting. And grab my pearls here. As you can see, I was already coloring some other ones. So you can use your blends for your gems or your pearls. Oh, I like it. I need some little ones. Oh yeah, those are cool. And you know, you can also color white ribbon. I believe I've told you that before. Let's put one right here. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. All right, we need a little pop-up behind that. So what I will do when I get ready to send this card, because see, when you open it, you wouldn't want to have a white piece. I'll just put a long, skinny white piece or like an L shape to write my greeting. So which one do you like better, the yellow or the blue? Let me do my envelope. I'm so glad you guys like the cards. They're really not hard. They look like you spent hours, but it'll probably take you longer to cut the parts and get everything ready than it does to make the actual card. The blue seems to be winning. The blue, the blue. Okay, I gotta go over a couple of things before I let you guys go. Hold on, let me finish cutting this. So there's my matching envelope. Let me bring in the other two cards so you can see them. So, I can't remember if I posted it yet. If not, it'll be there first thing in the morning. Tomorrow is selection day for Stampin' Stacks. So on the Dragonfly one here, the papers, you know, will be the same, but you might be having them in a different spot. And this Dragonfly is going to be punched from paper. So you don't have to worry about having the stamp for the Dragonfly on this particular one. And then the little bow ties. This one, you're going to have to, you could always sponge it, I guess, if you don't have that stamp set. So those are the 4 Stampin' Stacks that you can pick from. And then Wednesday night is Technique this week already. It seems like it comes so fast. We're going to do a lot of sponging with the brushes. And we're using the same stamp set. So I think that's it. I just wanted to make sure people understood, those that want to purchase the Stampin' Stacks, that you do not have to worry about having the Dragonfly. It's going to be punched out from paper. I don't have a piece right here. It's halfway across the room, so I'm not going to make you wait while I go get it. So I'm excited for you guys to see Wednesday. One is a sponging and one is, I call it a wow card. So I hope you join me. I'll be back here at 7 on Wednesday. If you have any questions tomorrow, or like I said, tomorrow, Wednesday, I will have the post up with the measurements. So if you have any questions at all, private message me or send me an email, a text on my phone. I'll be happy to answer it. Until then, you take care of yourselves. Stay safe, especially tomorrow with all of the snow coming. I appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.